Hey everybody, welcome back to Kicks Over Coffee. I have my coffee right here, where we have casual conversations about the footwear industry, things that are happening. I'm really excited today. New member to FDRA, really excited about this. Fitted Retail with Monte Keleher. Monte, right off the bat, you're not new to the footwear industry. Fitted Retail may be new to some people, have never heard about it before. You've been in the footwear industry a long time. We always like shoe stories, so maybe really quickly, right off the bat, you can introduce yourself and the footwear story.
Yeah. So my name is Monte Keleher. I'm CEO and co-founder of Fitted. Originally, though, I've been in the shoe world for the past 20 years. I opened up a run specialty footwear shop 11 years ago now in the Bay Area. So we have 3 locations. And that's kind of where Fitted came from, learning the in and outs of the footwear and just really the retail space, going through all the aches, pains, issues, and wanting to solve some of those issues, not just for myself, but for all, independents out there. So,
Yeah, and I think and I literally just had this conversation the other day with our chief economist about footwear employment, footwear labor. Like obviously, COVID, with the closing of stores, we saw a large decline of sales associates across the country. We've seen some of that come back, but not fully. And there's a conversation about, you know, companies going more towards self-service. But I made the point, I was like, running specialty, if you're able to buy those really nice sneakers, you're going to make sure that they're fitted correctly and serviced correctly. And that's one area that I think we'll forever see really good store associates making sure that the fit's right, the comfort's right
yeah.
in that space. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, we're really focused on anything that's kind of a high touch, right? We call it athletic specialty, but even in the comfort footwear world, I mean, the moment your feet start hurting, you realize how important it is to have good shoes, right? And so there's a reason why comfort, there's comfort footwear stores that are 100 years old out there,
Right.
right? Because they've adapted and people do love the benefit of getting fit properly by someone they trust, not just buying, from, we'll call it the devil A word at Amazon, buying a bunch of pairs and then having to, so anything that's high touch, which really does cover comfort footwear, especially run specialty. I mean, you can start talking about cycling, and we want to bring more of that experience, to be honest, back. We feel like retailers have gotten further and further away because of this pressure to go digital and all this stuff. At the end of the day, y'all, whether your customers come to you in store or online, you got to deliver a world-class experience so that, they continue to shop with you in your community.
Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds, as an independent yourself, starting off that way and thinking about independents across the country and what they're dealing with, you
Yep.
touched on it there for a second is, coming back out of COVID, we talk about hopefully a revival in footwear, right? And a revival for independents as they start to re-engage in their communities. We know a lot of great folks around the country that are independents that serve their communities, know people personally, know those feet personally.
Yeah.
So where did, from where you're at today, where did Fitted Retail, where did you guys start at Fitted, and what's your value proposition? What are you trying to solve in the footwear industry for independents?
Yeah. So we started about in late 2019. It was trying to figure out how to go digital,
Mm-hmm.
right, without having to spend tons of money on a platform, tons of time and resources, constantly building out products, following map, keeping track of everything, making sure images look clean and consistent. And then, as most retailers are going to completely understand, most of us are strapped in some way, whether it's cash or space, of not being able to carry everything that a customer wants. They love this shoe, but they want it in some random color and you don't have it, right? And so we initially said, okay, we're going to bring a turnkey ecom with, kind of first ever endless inventory to retailers. And that was, 6 months before COVID, right? So it was kind of this new thought. We launched and run specialty. Obviously, COVID happened, boom, it blew up. Everyone needed the service, which was great. But we've always seen ourselves as a networking and connectivity company, right? And really connecting retailers and brands, and even back to retailers, creating this ecosystem, a universal ecosystem, so that everyone can work together as an industry to ultimately meet the needs of consumers, and long term, we think that they should determine the needs and the wants of the consumers. And so we've built this really neat network. Right now, we're at over 150 nationwide retailers, almost 400 doors. But what's really exciting, is that just in the back room of our 150 plus retailers, we have over $125 million worth of inventory, right? And then you combine the brand feeds that we're providing to them, and we're sitting at around almost $750 million worth of inventory. You and I both know most decent sized stores, we'll call it, have 125 to maybe $500,000 worth of inventory in their back room at their hands. We're saying, guess what, guys? You might only have whatever. Let's make it easy. $500,000 worth of inventory in your back room. But now when someone walks into your store, you theoretically have access to, hundreds of millions of inventory with a single click of the button. And so that's what the value proposition is ultimately. No matter, whether your customer comes into your store or they go onto your website, right? We're going to give you the resources that if that product exists in the entire country, we're going to give you a shot at it, right? And that's like the ultimate, customer retention, never miss a sale, and focusing on the lifetime value of that customer.
I think it's fantastic because obviously inventory is the name of the game right now, right? You've got the people who are going to win in back to school season, which is just kicking off, are going to be people who have obviously the freshest product, but also have the inventory for it. The people who are going to struggle a little bit are the people still trying to get their shoes off the ships in their warehouses and into their stores. So inventory is the name of the game right now. And even forecasting into the holiday season with the shutdowns that we're seeing in Vietnam right now and elsewhere, that's really going to be a crunch too. So I think it's great that you guys, where you started was saying, okay, independents could really use a helping hand with the internet, right? They really need to build their online presence, put up their products and services. We offer that. But then you saw that inventory problem even before all this happened, and saying, how can someone in Florida, an independent in Florida, get access to inventory that's not selling in Minnesota and have them work together in that sense? And I think you're exactly right, because you guys probably see and think about this too, but when we talk about what's happening, we're seeing shoes being sold on Best Buy, right? So back in the day, we're all buying CDs, and I don't know how many thousands of dollars I wasted on CDs and DVDs, right? But now it's like every retailer can sell anything and everything, and so the independents, everybody's competing against all types of retailers now, and so your system's really fascinating. I saw a quick demo, but it was almost like you could see a map where you had these folks popping up all over the place in the back end to be able to see that and share that inventory. What's the response like from the brands about this system, like a retailer to retailer kind of exchange?
Yeah, it's funny. When we first introduced it, we've been talking about this for a year to 2 years, kind of behind the scenes, just floating ideas and kind of saying, guys, every retailer does it. I'm a retailer. How many times have you called your buddy and said, hey man, I've got this person inside the shop. They really need this. Please tell me you have this shoe, because the brand doesn't have it. Right. And so it's like, this already exists. It just needs to be seamless and anonymous now. Right. Now brands would always ask, it's hilarious when we bring it up, they're like, this is really cool. What is trans-shipping though? We have these trans-shipping rules. And I'm like, y'all, trans-shipping was put into place 20 years ago when eBay and Amazon first happened, right? And it was to prevent retailers from selling to an unauthorized third party. We're talking about two authorized dealers of yours, right, just trading inventory that they've already bought from y'all, right? It's not like this person's not supposed to have it. It's like, no, he just can't get it from you, right? And so brands, once they realize that, and we haven't had any issues, brands absolutely love this, because think about it. I mean, this is encouraging retailers to buy more product up front, right? Place larger futures, which helps the brands tremendously. It's guaranteeing sell-through. Now, as a retailer, I'm saying, oh my gosh, not only can I sell it through my store and my website, but now theoretically I have the ability to, help and sell product through hundreds of other retailers and their websites. I mean, I'm going to take a larger stance on inventory. So I'm getting better discounts. I'm getting it off of the brand's books, right? Because I can take this chance knowing that I have a multitude of channels in a good way, not going through dark, the Amazons or where there is no brand experience, right? I'm still, supporting communities and moving it into, other retailers, consumers' hands, or even into their back room. I mean, right now we have retailers that literally just go shopping on our network, not just for special orders, but they're like, man, this brand's completely out. I need a size run. I'm willing to pay a little extra for it because it means customer retention. So brands really like this, because it also, if you think about it, I mean, this changes of the future, the need for discounting, right? Like, why would you need to discount stuff if you're essentially guaranteeing sell through? And for the first time ever, they're selling product into the network, right? They sell it to retailers. And instead of calling around and saying, hey, what do you have? What do you have? How'd it sell? They have a live visibility in our system that says, here's how many units, and it updates every 3 to 5 minutes, right? Here's how many units exist exactly and where. It still is anonymous and aggregated unless a retailer says, yeah, I'm good with Nike seeing this. But I mean, that is truly powerful, because now reps have the ability to say, okay, there's 4 different players in my whatever Pacific Northwest. The California guys, they're not selling anything, but they have tons. My Washington people have this and this, and they're able to move it seamlessly through the network, and it's not blowing smoke up us, right? I mean, like, everything that the rep sees, the retailer sees, right? So it's pretty powerful, and brands seem to be really excited about it.
That's awesome. If people are interested in getting a demo, because I can imagine when people see this video, you're going to have independents who are really interested.
Yeah.
You're also going to have brands who are really interested, because I know there's a lot of brands out there who help independents with a variety of things to build the community and support the store. And maybe this is something they are also interested in looking at and seeing if they can help encourage independents to get onto the platform. What's the email address, or what's the URL people can ping to get more information and see the demo?
Yeah. So the best email right now is our awesome sales director, Jennifer Hatzard. It's just Jennifer@fittedretail.com. Y'all can email me anytime. I'm Monty at, fittedretail.com. Our email or our website is fittedretail.com. We're still in this for this. Anyone can join the network. By the way, it's free, it's seamless, it's awesome. There's no cost involved to join. And same thing with brands. This is why we have 80, actually we're up to 90 plus, national and global brands being part of this. But yeah, email us, ask for a demo. Soon it's going to be a self sign up. They're going to be able to self sign up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, which is pretty exciting. So they won't even need a demo. They could just jump on and see their inventory, see what the brands have, and see what the entire country has, all in a single view. And for the first time ever, being able to access it with a single click. Yeah.
Perfect time with all these inventory crunches we're having and inventory challenges that we saw before and now are exacerbated by our situation in supply chains, and I would say too, in channeling and how the consumer behaviors are constantly shifting. Fitted Retail seems like they're really providing a great solution for our industry. Excited to have you guys on as FDRA members. Super excited about the technology and what you guys are doing to help strengthen the industry.
Yeah, we can't wait to help out and to dive in and solve a lot more problems besides supply chain.
Awesome. Monty, before we go, I always ask, this is Kicks Over Coffee. I'm a coffee fiend. I've had 4 cups this afternoon, probably. You know, I like all types of coffee. I'll try all types of stuff. What about you and your team there? You guys drink a lot of coffee?
We do. We actually, I'm ashamed to say, so we just, I mean, you know, we're still about, we're only 2 years old. We got our first office this past October. We got this nice coffee machine. We literally ran it out of business, like destroyed the coffee machine in like 6 months. So we always buy local. So, you know, we're always going to the local coffee shops and getting the beans from them, which we love. Actually, one of our team members' aunt owns a coffee shop nearby. So we do that. I'm an espresso dude. For some reason, coffee it doesn't sit well. So I do, you know, espresso and chai just about all day long.
Right on, right on. I love my espresso too. Folks, thank you for watching today's edition of Kicks Over Coffee with Fitted Retail. I encourage you to, you know, pass this video along to other people who want to see this, because I think a lot of people who are searching for this solution, people may not even know they need this solution or want this solution, but here it is, and it's awesome to go check it out and plug into the network and the system. And until next time, I always encourage people, keep buying kicks and keep drinking coffee. Until next time, have a great day.